What's up, party people? What's up? What's up? What's up? Just want to say happy birthday to the Geminis again. Happy Gemini new moon. I hope you guys are starting new things. Maybe you're traveling, making travel plans. Maybe you guys are starting new jobs. You're having new communications. Maybe you're talking to someone new with this Gemini new moon, getting into new businesses, new friendships, being really social things of that nature. So I'm not going to make this long. This is seriously going to be a really, really quick video because I got a question for you guys. I really do have a question. And my question is, all right, so we know that people tend to, I won't say hate, but y'all give Gemini a hard way to go as far as the zodiac goes. I will say, I think it's safe to say that Gemini, hands down, most of the times, any astrology post I see on social media, most people, from those who are really into astrology to some, well, not really into astrology, because I think we have more of an objective look when you understand the signs, because, we know what makes up the different signs and everything like that, and we get to know them very well. But I would say even people who know about astrology versus people who just dibble dabble in astrology or just know surface astrology like sun sign astrology. And when I'm saying sun sign, that's the sign that most people know about. It's the sign, it's where your sun was when you were born. So when your birthday comes along, that's where the sun was when you were born. That's not where Venus was, Pluto, Mars, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Mercury, Mars, any of those things. It's just where your sun was. So when you read horoscopes, that's just about your sun sign. But even people who are into surface level astrology, I gotta get me some coffee. I'm literally still laying in the bed. I brush my teeth though. This is always the first thing I do when I wake up. Brush my teeth and wash my face. You know how you gotta take that morning twinkle. So when I do that, I brush my teeth and wash my face. I just want to let y'all know that. Because I don't like the thought of nobody talking to me, even over the YouTube with funky breath. Anyway, even people who are mildly into astrology, they talk mad shit on Geminis. So when I'm on Instagram or I'm on a lot of astrology sites or blogs or videos or whatever the case, and people are talking about the worst sign or they're dragging a sign, y'all Geminis always get dragged. So, it's your birthday month, and I just want to pose this question because I have noticed this, and I need some Geminis to tell me what the fuck is up. So, I don't have, Gemini females. I think Gemini females are great. I get along with Gemini females. Every sign has their ways about them. Nobody is perfect. So, Gemini got that shit with them too. But overall, I don't think that Gemini males and females should be lumped into the same categories. Now, maybe the male species who date Gemini females or deal with Gemini females, maybe you guys feel a little differently. Maybe you see that duality and it's not something that you guys may be quick to fall in love with, or you might be scared to get your heart broken. I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys think Gemini females are crazy, but as a Cancer female, dealing with other female, having Gemini friends, female friends, I don't think there's any like the dragon that y'all give Geminis. I think you got to exclude Gemini females from it sometimes, because I don't think Gemini females are they always get the label of crazy and stuff like that. But I don't think Gemini females got half the things going. Oh, they only have half of the things going that Gemini males do. Because Gemini males are off the chain. Like, and Gemini females can be off the chain in a way, but just like when it comes to anger or getting upset or fighting or things like that. Because air signs are pretty much quick to get with you as far as fighting goes, like air and fire and stuff like that. I think water and earth signs can be a little nicer, but maybe not. Earth signs may get with you quick too. So may water signs, but I don't know. Some people just pop off a little faster than others, and I think air and fire tend to pop off faster than earth and water. Earth and water are more chill. for the most part. I mean, that's just general. That's not everybody. But I want to know what's up with the Gem. So now that we have squared the Gemini women out the way and we have determined that the Gemini women aren't really crazy, let's talk about the crazy ass Gemini males. Now, I like Gemini males. I don't really have any issue with Gemini males. I've dealt with Gemini males before. I in particularly think Gemini males, probably how the guys feel about Gemini females. I think Gemini males are sexy as hell. Usually a lot of Gemini males I meet and I see, because Geminis are very active. They have that Mercury, that Mercury is their ruler, so you can kind of look at that as Mercury on the first house. First house being your body, your ascendant, your health, your physical makeup. It brings a lot of energy and vitality to that first house, to the physical makeup. So most Geminis I know are very, they move around, and it's really funny. Mercury, I feel like Mercury in astrology is said to represent like short distance travel, but I believe it can kind of represent long distance travel as well, being the opposite from Sagittarius, which would be long distance travel. So, with Gemini being their third house and Sagittarius being the ninth house. So Gemini, they move around a lot, and a lot of Geminis I know, like a Gemini friend I have, she travels daily for her job, and it involves driving her car to several locations locally, So Geminis move around a lot, and they have a lot of energy, physical energy and mental energy. And I find Gemini men pretty sexy because their builds, like I meet a lot of Geminis who are at least 5'7" or taller, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" or taller. They have a slim build, but it's kind of muscular. Because Gemini is a dexterous sign, so a lot of times they have a muscular body, and a lot of times to me, Geminis are just fine. Now, I wouldn't say that they're the and I'm gonna come out with my best looking signs video, so I wouldn't say they're the best looking sign in the zodiac, but to me they're up there in the top 5. And this is just from a female speaking from a male perspective, not really focused on any of the females and how attractive they may or may not be. I think guys would tend to say Gemini females are attractive. I mean, offhand, Gemini celebrities, Angelina Jolie, I mean, she looks weird sometimes, but I believe she's a Gemini, and she was married to her opposite sign, Sagittarius. I believe Brad Pitt was a Sagittarius, and I can't think. Oh, Lauryn Hill is a Gemini. I always thought Lauryn Hill was beautiful. I can think of a lot of Gemini males, but I can't think of many Gemini females for some reason. I didn't think of a lot of Gemini males. Tupac was fine as shit. Biggie, he wasn't attractive, but it was something about them ladies. Like, Gemini's got personality. So Gemini men have personality. They have charisma. So I could see how they can attract people, even if they aren't all that physically attractive. Kanye is a Gemini, but he has several Cancer placements. And I believe when I looked Kanye up, I don't know if they had his rising, and his rising was Cancer. Either his rising is Cancer, his moon is Cancer. But Gemini is close to Cancer. Mercury, the Sun, Mars, Venus. They don't travel too far behind the Sun. So a lot of Geminis are going to have Cancer placements, just like a lot of Cancers going to have Gemini placements. Like me, for example, my Venus is in Gemini. So, Kendrick Lamar, but these aren't ones I'm saying that are fine. I'm just starting to name Geminis. All right, I'll quit it. I think Lenny Kravitz is a Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. I know a lot of females thought he looked good, but we could just keep it with Tupac because he is fine as hell. But you get what I mean? Like that nice muscular body, like not bodybuilder body. It's a slim body, but they have shape, they have definition, they have form. So I always find Gemini men pretty hella sexy. And a lot of them are very good looking in the face as well. Oh, Dave East. You could take a Dave East, for example. He's fine as shit. But here's my question that I want to get to with the Gemini men. Why the fuck do Gemini men seem to, and I know it ties into that duality, that getting bored, that never being satisfied. They like variety. They like to keep it spicy. And then they're sexual. They're really sexual. You know what I mean? They can be freaks So I see a lot of Gemini men that have babies on their main person. They have babies on their wife. They have babies on their girlfriend. They be having mad outside kids. And I mean, it's no point in telling you guys because you wouldn't know these people personally. But I know like several people in my personal life that are Geminis that have done that. And then I could name to you at least, and this is only like things I hear just coming across my ears. Wasn't even from going and doing research. I don't, a lot of my astrology examples and things I talk about astrology is from real life shit. It's from things I see, people I know going through it, and just making connections across just human life and things you observe in life. But this is just shit I heard about off the cuff, and it all including a few Gemini men that I know that have done this in my personal life. And one of my employees telling me she calling out today. Okay, girl. So anyway, people I know who have done this in my personal life, and then like several celebrities who have done this. And I mean, make no mistake about it, Gemini are not the only men who have babies on their significant other, who have outside babies. So may have one family here, another family there. And with Gemini, it's not even a fucking family. It's like they have a main girl and they have an outside kid, and they may take care of that outside kid, but they gonna still stick with their main person. And I've seen this so many times, and I'm about to run it off to you guys. So number one, in my personal life, I have a friend that has a situation like that. And then a guy, the Gemini I used to talk to. Now, I had a boyfriend at the time. So the Gemini and I were never serious. But you know how you have a boyfriend, a living boyfriend, and it's like you break up to make up and all of that shit. So I was dealing with the Gemini at the time. Sexy as hell, fun, good looking. And a lot of times Gemini will have good hair. Like it's a lot of signs like Scorpio. It's like they can be dark. And I don't mean black people. I don't mean nothing by it. Get over yourselves. I'm just talking about like that nice, oily, nice hair. You know what I mean? So Geminis be having, I love that look of a dark skin or dark complected man with a nice grain of hair or a finer grain of hair. So anyway, he's fine as shit. And we was just chilling, like it was known. I was not his girlfriend. He was not my boyfriend. I had a boyfriend. We were just chilling, kicking it, basically having a good time. We used to have a real good time together. So this is back when I was younger. It's like in my 20s. So we would kick it, drink, smoke, all that kind of stuff. And we just have a good time. Geminis are fun. And that's why I like Gemini females, because they can talk. They can have conversations. And again, I'm a Cancer. A lot of times you'll find we have those Gemini placements. Like my Mercury is in the first house. So I definitely like to talk. I like to conversate. I like to talk about different things about life. Even though my conversations go real deep, but sometimes you'll find Geminis can have deep conversations because they may have a Mercury up in that 12th house. Like the friend I have, her Mercury is in her 12th house of Cancer. So a lot of times Geminis will go deep if they have certain placements like that, even though they might not always be deep on the surface. Because never forget, don't take Geminis too deep. Don't take them too serious, because Gemini is just about the simple shit, what's on the surface, processing information and processing data, having all the information, having all the data, not having all the knowledge, not having all the wisdom. That's their opposite Sagittarius over there in the 9th house. But Geminis are they're very mental. So I find I can have really good conversations with Gemini females and men. Very smart. I mean, I've read on a couple females, and I can't name them offhand, but a couple of articles I had just happened to come across. Again, this wasn't in any Gemini research. I like to read about different inventions, things people invented, different scientific and mathematical discoveries that had been made in history. And a lot of the females that I read about that had certain mathematical discoveries, discovering new solutions through math problems and things like that, they were Geminis. So Geminis is one that's a very intellectual, and those signs can be some of your mathematicians or your geniuses and things like that. So I with the Gemini males, like I said, I have a friend who knows a Gemini guy that got an outside baby. And then the Gemini guy I used to talk to, like I said, he wanted to call. Geminis always want to communicate. They want to call you. They want to talk to you. And I couldn't talk to him like that. Like when I'm at home, I'm with my man, chill. I can't talk to you. So he used to want to call my phone and talk and things like that. But he kind of like put his pictures on my Facebook page trying to blast me. So it was like, this is not what it is. It's not that, this is a thing that's on, this is chill between you and I. This is not like some relationship thing. So needless to say, it didn't work out with him and I. We didn't continue to talk. And, I was going to have to cut him off anyway. So I found out after the fact, and I just want to stress that point because this was nothing, that was wrong or anything like that. But I found out after the fact, he already had a kid, but like he had like I can't even call it an outside kid, but he ended up having a baby that he didn't even really claim or like be around like that by some girl who he probably was just screwing, or he just ended up fucking, you know what I'm saying, that he really didn't like that. And I was like, wow, Geminis be making like outside babies or whatever the case. So then if you want to talk about celebrities, got people that you guys may know. And I don't know a lot of Gemini, Caucasian, or Spanish or celebrities offhand. So these are going to be African American Black celebrities. But number one, I don't know if you guys are familiar with P, from who is the manager of Quality Control. So QCM Music, Quality Control Music. They run that record label. P and the other guy that he runs it with, and they manage, and they have acts like the Migos, City Girls, Lil Yachty. All of them are under that quality control music, and P runs that. He just had a birthday. P is a Gemini, and he had Lyra Galore, who was supposed to be his fiance. She's a Virgo. Gemini and Virgo go together very well. Like Idris Elba is a Virgo. He just married a Gemini. I know Gemini and Virgos that are really tight friends. It goes together like a hand in glove, like glue. Oh, another fine Gemini was Allen Iverson. Fine as shit. Even though I never thought Allen Iverson looked as good as everybody else did, but over the years and now after the fact that he's still a good looking man, like up in his 40s, I came to appreciate, how good Allen Iverson looked back in the day. I probably didn't think he was all that because he wasn't tall, but a very good looking man. All right, I'm going to end this but for 20 minutes, so let me just give these examples. So P, his main girl was supposed to be Lyra Galore. He was engaged and everything. But he got her pregnant. But he had another girl pregnant who was her friend at the same time. So outside baby. Needless to say, I don't think him and Lyra Galore are together anymore, are engaged, and they're both like strippers, Instagram models, that kind of thing. Lyra Galore used to be a stripper. The girl he had pregnant was Kayla Will. I think she has like an eyelash line, but I think she used to be a stripper or dancer. I can't say that for sure. I know Lyra Galore did, but her and Lyra Galore were friends. So not only did he have an outside baby, the other person that he had pregnant, and maybe Lyra's child was the outside child, but I'm calling the other side the outside child because Lyra Galore was the girl he claimed. But the friend actually had her baby before Lyra Galore, like a couple months before. I think the friend had her baby in March, and Lyra Galore just had her baby, I believe, in May. So he had two friends pregnant at the same time. Then Carmelo Anthony. He is married to a Cancer Lala. I don't know how Cancer can marry any Gemini male. I don't understand it unless you interracial dating or something. Like, I just think sometimes you got to think with your head. I know love is love. And I used to have a little crush on Carmelo. Not that he's all that good looking, but he's nice and tall. He has a nice body. And they from this, Carmelo lived in Baltimore. And I guess Lala's from New York. So when I was younger, the clubs that used to be popping and the clubs we used to go to, I've been in the club with Lala and Carmelo, and they didn't carry it like super duper celebrities. They just walk in the club, walk past you, sit in a section. So I done been right up on, and actually, what am I talking about? I've met Carmelo several times. I've got pictures on my Facebook with Carmelo from in my 20s with his arm around me. It's back in the day. So, they used to have a crush on Carmelo, but I'm saying this to say him and Lala have been together for a long time. It's over 10 years. I'm in my mid 30s, so this was back when I was like 25, 24, 25, and things like that when we used to see Carmelo and Lala out. And he had a baby on Lala. He can't even deny the baby because the baby looks just like him. So Gemini men cannot keep their dick in their pants and stop from making outside families. So he had a baby on Lala. You know, all the cheating back when Biggie used to mess with Faith and Kim, Charlie Baltimore. So you see how he was operating. And it was just another Gemini. There is another Gemini who had an outside baby, y'all. I'm so pissed because I just fucking forgot. Carmelo had that baby on Lala. Who was the other Gemini man? And the reason, let me go back to my Instagram, because the reason I had brought it up is because I was looking at something on Instagram, and I think I came across another Gemini with a damn outside baby, and I was like, wow, ain't that some shit? Like, it's just crazy to me. Who is the other Gemini that has an outside baby, y'all? Wait a minute, let me pause this because I don't want to run my video unnecessarily. Let me try to think about who it is. Oh, so another one, and before I say this, and this isn't even the one I was looking at, y'all. I swear it's going to piss me off when I finish this video, I upload it, and then I think about the third Gemini male celebrity that I was thinking about who had an outside baby. But I got another good one for y'all. All I had to do was go Google black male Gemini celebrities, and of course, I found another one. It's not even the one I was thinking about, though. But before I say it, Andre 3000 is a Gemini, fine as shit. Okay, so the other one with outside babies is Fetty Wap. Y'all, he was dealing with Alexis Sky, the Cancer. Again, Cancer women, y'all, Gemini men ain't made for y'all to take seriously. They are made for y'all to have friends with benefit situation. Cancer, you are too sensitive and too caring to be fucking with a Gemini male. It just is what it is. He would have to have all his shit in Cancer, and still the sun is strong, so that Gemini duality is still gonna be strong. But fucking Fetty Wap had that baby on Alexis. They were supposed to be in a quote unquote relationship, and Fetty Wap got a whole bunch of babies. So I think Pisces, and it's funny because Gemini and Pisces, I don't know if this is a mutable sign thing. Gemini and Pisces get along very well. I find a lot of times Gemini and Pisces will be married or together in long-term relationships. I find it more so the Pisces man and the Gemini woman. But Pisces is a sign that likes to make babies. So you'll notice a lot of times a Pisces male can even have outside babies or make babies or have babies on you. Because there's no boundaries with Pisces. They don't even know how to use a damn condom. No boundaries. But Fetty Wap, Geminis like to make babies or something, or just have that much over sexualized. Because Fetty Wap has had several babies on several people. He's got a lot of kids, and he had that baby on Alexis Scholar with Masika, who is a Gemini, by the way. So she definitely wanted that fame and that check. Because Gemini is about their attention and about their money. And I'm going to end it right there because I don't want to make this too long. But I just wanted to say, like, what the hell is it with y'all Geminis having babies on your wives and your main girls? Like, that shit ain't cool. And I just notice it as a trend over and over with Gemini. So, guys, I'm out of here. Shop earthskystar.com. Constantly stocking the page. And check out my other videos. Subscribe and like so your girl can come up in the YouTube world, and comment below. That's what I really want you to do. Comment below. Deuces, I'm out of here. Peace. I'm gone. Have a good Tuesday.